Don't feed the brain with negativity. Tatiana Chernihiv on how to erase all the bad things from your life. In the scientific world devoted to the mysteries of the human brain, Tatiana Chernihiv's authority is undeniable. She is a doctor of two sciences at once, biology and philology, and her specialization is located at this junction. Currently, a lot of things are happening in the world that humanity has not come into contact with before. There were always new circumstances. But before our time, man needed millennia, then centuries, later years, months to master these very circumstances. Today, this bill goes for weeks, if not days, says Tatiana Chernihiv, doctor of biological sciences, professor, scientist in the field of neuroscience and psycholinguistics, and besides the theory of consciousness. The human body simply does not have time to adapt to the enormous speed of change in our modern world. Because of this, stress arises, which has already become a constant background in our lives. This has never happened before, and Tatiana Chernihiv sees this as the main danger for us and for our psyche. Negativity prevents you from living. How often do we encounter something bad in our lives? Every day, as strange as it may sound. Someone answered someone impolitely, or maybe even rudely enough, on public transport. In the store, each of us may accidentally encounter a rude and inadequate seller or buyer. There was a clash with colleagues, or maybe the neighbor just grunted after him. Something is not very pleasant. And this is already quite enough for the day to turn upside down, and we were completely knocked out of the rut of life. And we instantly drag all the negative external factors into our lives. We literally fixate on the most insignificant event, think about it, and it eats into our brain. We worry, we get nervous, we replay the situation over and over again. This is one of our special features. We quickly forget joyful moments, but negative situations remain in our minds for a long time. A person can stay under the influence of positive emotions for a maximum of a day. After that, he forgets about what happened, and if this is not a global event, for example, a marriage proposal, the birth of a child, buying a home, a long-awaited move, then we forget about it forever and do not return to what happened in our memories. At the same time, negativity is constantly spinning in our heads. We can remember even a little thing for a day, 2, a week, or even months, and return our thoughts to such an event. Therefore, all negative emotions have a much greater impact on us because they are long-lasting. It is extremely rare that negativity helps us to revive our lives, becomes a motivator for further positive actions. In most cases, when faced with negativity, a person withdraws into himself, gives up, sees everything in dark colors, and allows negative emotions to drag him to the bottom. Our brains are omnivorous. By and large, we have not discovered the main secret of the work of intelligence, admits Chernihiv. Each person's genes and experiences create a personal inner world that is completely different from the universes nearby. No one knows why this is happening. We see the same sea, but everyone's associations, feelings, and actions are different. One thing is for sure, and this was repeated every time by Tatiana Vladimirovna during her broadcasts and performances in front of different audiences. Our brain doesn't forget anything. Nothing at all. He eats everything he sees and hears. And what he eats is what he eats. If we clog our brains with shoddy emotions, thoughts, and examples, the intellect relies on this in its reactions. If we feed the brain with negativity, then where can we get a pill for information intoxication? The brain won't solve that. Everything that got there was left there. We are not the masters of what is happening in our brain. So at least you don't have to put additional negative things in there. This applies to everyone, regardless of whether you are smart or stupid. Don't even let bad music get into your brain which gets stuck there, and then it's impossible to fight it. Be able to press the button in time and turn off the source of negativity, says Tatiana Vladimirovna. Why is this happening? Probably, according to Pavlov's dog law, if something is too much, for example, negative information, then the brain decides that these are the circumstances in which it has to survive and adapts. The character of a person and his actions are changing so that he can survive in the face of the pressure of negative files, in modern terms. What to do? If each of us has his own personal inner world, and it is changeable, then we are able to change it ourselves. Instead of black news, set up the feed so that interesting, intellectually, and emotionally developing events come across more often. This is suitable for both the internet and the offline environment, the familiar office, the friendly environment, hobbies. Become the master of your emotions. Control your own emotions and reactions to someone's words or actions. It is not for nothing that the aristocrats taught their heirs to always be unflappable, friendly, and loyal to their circle of friends. There is something rational, primordial in this. If you feel like an emotionally closed person, then most likely you have learned to suppress your reactions and hold them back. At the same time, you do not know how to manage them. The question is not whether to close a person or not, but how aware they are. If you understand your emotions, and this can really be learned, then you are able to control them. That is, you do not turn into a neurotic who emotions right and left. You just start to experience less negativity. You can rejoice more often, be happy, and be interested in many things. Positive emotional involvement in business and relationships is included. You live your life more fully. That's what it's about. Managing your emotions is a process that requires patience, practice, and constant self-education, but it's worth it. If you can manage your emotions, then you can live a happier and emotionally healthier life. Filter out the social circle. Why let people into your life who are not very interesting to you, but they try their best to be visible, jokingly or ironically offend you, devalue your achievements? There's no need. Let them sail to other shores. Take away everything you are going to use to strengthen your intelligence. Books, news feeds, concerts, lectures, exhibitions. This does not mean hiding from negativity. It means being away from him because it gives nothing to the mind and heart, except a hole in the soul. Do not be lazy to study all your life. Cherniv herself first graduated from the Faculty of Philology, then suddenly changed the vector, mastered biophysics, acoustics, physiology, sensors. And I realized that the brain cannot stand idle. It does not need a break, otherwise our onboard computer crashes. Cognitive abilities last longer in those who are actively engaged in mental activity. Older people who continue to develop and work are significantly less likely to suffer from senile dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's diseases. This is due to a greater number of neural connections than others. If some of them suffer, the brain redirects resources to other areas. In this way, learning improves the quality and longevity of life. The more you strain your brain, the longer it will work. In addition, training does not allow you to drown in routine. You remain curious, eager for new discoveries. You manage to do more and feel that every day is not lived in vain. Find time to exercise, no matter how corny it sounds. This will help to distract from negative thoughts and relieve the nervous system. And if, thanks to the classes, you also keep in good physical shape, then this will give you self-confidence. Friends, if the video was inspiring and useful for you, then share it with your friends. Well, we wish you a productive day, a great mood, and achieving the biggest goals and peaks. Let me remind you that your comments are very valuable to us. It is only thanks to you that this channel becomes a place for motivation and wisdom. Thank you for your attention, and see you soon.